Auto Salvage, Hunter's Body Shop.
Wow. He's testing the car out.
Who's that outside of 2? I can't see.
2B, Pat Gay.
Okay, Pat Gay out of Louisiana's there. And how about the 1X tonight? It's not Ryan Burke. It's who? It's Tim Higgins. No, it ain't. Yeah. He's okay. They're letting him. So very interesting, though, nonetheless. The guy who has been preparing this racetrack, isn't it amazing right now, race fans? I know there's just a little bit of dust. No, actually, that's not dust. That is smoke from out underneath the 2P. But this racetrack, I've had a few people mention to me that it may get a little hairy here. It would be really dusty. Nonetheless, look at it right now after we added that moisture. Tim Higgins knows what he is doing with this racetrack, and he's back there in the till in the 1X. That's the man who typically combs this place over every week, but down the back straightaway for the race lead, Austin Wilkins knows where the action is. Up front for the top spot, Josh Greenwood, the young upstart. Oh, Scott's on. Uh-oh, Scott needs to get out of there. That's bad on fire. Hey, tell Keith he's got to get out of there. Like, he's got to get out of there. Just throw the red. I mean, I don't know what to do. If it's still on fire, dude, that's a dangerous situation. No, it's still there. It's still on fire. Come on, Scotty, baby. If you're going to limp it home, you might as well burn the fuel cell out of it. My goodness gracious. We pray the good Lord that no weapon formed against him shall prosper. We do believe, but the car's on fire big now. Come on, Scott, get out of there. Oh, man. Until Scott ain't done before, right? Y'all have just been driving down the interstate and you're the rear end caught on fire.
One day, and her back tire was sparking so bad. And I was thinking, you know, I am so grateful for my dad.
Hey, I'll tell you this, though. Whatever it was, maybe he was just so fast he caught fire there. Because the car was pretty good. Nonetheless, may not be anything too significant. I'm no mechanic, but it'd be cool to maybe hear a driver's perspective or a crew chief or something, what they think that could have possibly been. I mean, I could speculate, but I don't want to sound silly either. Oh. You know what? You know what? Hold on. I didn't. Hey, if you need to send the next race, but you tell Josh Greenwood to come right up here. We're finna talk to him. I was actually trying to fix something over there, and we're ready to go. Just. Makes you wonder, you know, because four-cylinder main event. Four-cylinder. The main event already happened. I sang about 4 words of the national anthem. It was a lot of fun. Oh, boy.
Well, she had it.
Well, she had it. But nonetheless, the car hit a traction spot, and it skated way up to the top side of 4. And that's the Rebecca Lindsay, I do believe, there in the 4M. And she'll go pit side. The fun meter's been pegged early on in this 4-cylinder heat race.
I've got 3 or 4 cylinders. How long am I still driving this race?
It's a tough break for Adrian Kennington.
No.
Nope. I did say Rebecca. Oh, I said Rebecca Lindsay first, but she was in heat 2, it says, so that's why I wasn't sure.
Maybe it's a trophy dash.
Oh, it is. Ding. You know what? I'll get it together at some point, I think. Usually it doesn't happen this much. Wow. Adrian Kennington, though, does take the dub in the 6K. Y'all know I typically like to go down and get a word with each of these Trophy Dash winners. Of course, I'll talk to all the Victory Lane A-main winners tonight. But was combing through a few things up here that I needed to assist. So thank you guys for your patience, and no harm, no foul. We'll be sure we can catch up with those racers and give them the credit and recognition that they're due. But Boothill Speedway, give them a round of applause for Adrian Kennington, your Trophy Dash winner here for the 4 cylinders. Hitting motorsports entry out of Double A, Louisiana. And the multi-time Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner, driving the one-call staffing True Love Law Firm, JCT Auto Sales, Marshall Lubin Auto, the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby in 69. The 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner, Cody Tupper in 23. Lights are out. We're getting ready to kick the tires and light the fires on RaceOnTexas.com on demand. We're ready to go at Boot Hill. Off of 2 down the back straightaway here on the opening lap. Into 3. Eddie Underwood won last Saturday night at Chatham. Whitehead trying to give him some room. He does. Off of 4, Underwood smashes the loud pedal and separates himself. As the Whitehead will dive it back to the bottom into 1 and 2. They'll go side by side for the race lead as they head down the back straightaway. And approaching turn number 3. I tell you what, the racetrack is absolutely phenomenal right now, as it was last weekend here as well. The factory stock main event and the limited modifieds was an absolute thriller. Whitehead involved in a thriller of his own last night. Here comes Tupper. Tupper made one of the more exciting moves I've seen here at Boot Hill in quite some time when he crossed up in front of the nose of a driver and won and disposed of 2 of them on an attempted slide job, and he'll put that another Western Flyer into his hip pocket in the former 36J of Whitehead. Now here comes Jody Davidson. Davidson will slide right up in front of the nose. The 36J did not have an opportunity to check the throttle and re-inherit that spot, but here comes Davidson again to the inside of Tupper. Back down the front boulevard into 1. Rolling that outside line with reckless abandon. I tell you what, Eddie Underwood won last weekend at Chatham, and it's obviously carried over. He has a feather in his cap and a lot of momentum right now and some confidence. That's 1, 2 Western Flyers. And here comes Cliff Tupper. Tupper says it's time for supper. Last weekend I took your lunch money in the Trophy Dash. He said, we're eating steak this week, baby. Sit down, take a seat. Underwood said, okay. Oh, my goodness. Grigsby had nowhere to go as Davidson was coming around, a victim of circumstance, and they both spun around like a top. Talked about a month and a half ago here at Boot Hill. Let's step a little bit closer. Folks, hey, if you don't know who he is, you put a face with a name. This kid right here, Josh Greenwood, up here on the roof with me. 27 car. You're going to keep your eyes on him a lot in the future. Josh, the car looked pretty good. Did you learn anything you can put to the test in the heat?
Yeah, I took a huge swing at it. We changed a lot since last week, and it felt good. It felt real tight going in. So.
And you know, you've kind of picked up some confidence of your own as of late with some strong performances. You came out here. You told me the week of. You said, "I'm shooting for a." What were you wanting to get that weekend? I said, no, man, you can get that win, but you ended up getting a 4th.
Yeah, I said I wanted either a top 5 win or maybe even a feature win. So that weekend, I actually got 4th that weekend, so I was pretty proud of myself.
How many years have you been racing now for all the folks that aren't aware?
I've been racing for about 3-4 years now.
Are you satisfied with where you're at, the progression?
The progression is nice. It's real nice. It's We've gone from a back running car to a top 5 running car, top 10 every weekend, so it's nice.
It's very competitive. Hey, man, I want to give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that help you out in your race car in just 1 second. Eddie Underwood going to get back underway, and the Marshall Missile going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Oh, Grigsby had to think better of it there. Often say, Greenwald, that Derek could throw a hell of a slider on a pitcher's mound, being the former Astros pick. But he could maybe throw a better one on a dirt track, and that car just went backwards. Uncharacteristic for the Marshall Missile. As now Tupper down the back straightaway has the race lead. White flag is out, final tripper on the race. Enjoy watching your race and progress week in and week out. I know you've got to be pretty satisfied at this point. I know how hard these things are. This is a very, very, very competitive class.
Yeah, everybody stepped their game up. I'm just glad we've got some good sponsors this year to help step our game up. I would like to thank PATC, Fred Bardowski at PATC, my dad for building the car, Best Engines, Chuck Priest, so my Uncle Bubba for showing me how it's done. So that's everybody, really.
Hey, always good to see you, young man. We appreciate you racing with us here at the place to race.
Boot Hill.
That's right. If you want to race, the Hill's the place. Cliff Tupper Jr. trying to smash his foot through the firewall, get this party restarted. The candles are lit. We'll get the cake rebaked off before we're back underway. Uh-oh. Tupper's got a lot of damage on that right rear quarter panel, and it may cut into that tire. Tupper's going to have to try to limp that baby home, and Grigsby got another stellar restart just like he did on that previous one. Here comes the missile from Marshall. Derek Grigsby rolling the outside, and how did he do it? He grabs second on that late race go of it. Oh, baby. Grigsby said the race must not be over yet. We talked to him on the phone about an hour and a half ago. He was sitting in his pool, said, I might race. Stephen Guidry, the winner last Saturday night here, looking for his third win of the year inside of row 2 in that Paul Davis restoration. Express chassis built by Shane Hebert, and in the one getting the whole shot is Ruston, Louisiana's Mark Underwood Jr. Ricky Ingles now trying to dispose of a couple of them. It'll be Uncle Ricky. Here comes maybe a slight job. No, he'll drive it very deep off into the corner, show some pressure there. To Johnny Kemp from Blanchard. Johnny Kemp's one of the good guys in the sport. And look at his. Watch Ingles, watch the 81 of the pair of Ingles trying to dispose of this one as they roll through the center point of 3 and off of 4. But out front, it's Ruston, Louisiana's Mark Underwood Jr. Mark Underwood Jr. won our second to last limited modified race here at the Hill. And a stellar performance. He nearly threw that one away, though. Early on, the very first caution of the race came out, and it was an original restart when the 99 JR got down into turn 1 and 2, a little hot and heavy. But he was able to redeem himself and never looked back and checked out for victory as he continues to hold on to the race lead. Driving that Team Loudplatter Motorsports number 99 IRP chassis. Followed by the K1 Express chassis of the Marksville Madman and the Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry, trying to get that third win of the year tonight. And here comes nephew and uncle. Right now, the 60-year-old Uncle Ricky Ingles has the advantage over his nephew, 37-year-old Jason Ingles. I think that's right. I don't know. The older I say that he is, that means the older Miss Susie has to be, and I'd never call her old. So even then, I just do that indirectly. I didn't mean to. So the top 3 cars separated nearly about the same distance around the speed plant right now, but Ricky Ingles trying to make a power move there in the 3 and 4, use that outside line momentum to his advantage as the white flag comes out. Final trip around the legendary quarter mile over here in Greenwood, Louisiana tonight. Mark Underwood, if he can cross the checkers and win it again tonight, he'll be one of the only few drivers who has won at this racetrack more than once in a season in the limited modified division. He'll take heat race number 2 presented by R&R Timber. The K1 of Stephen Guidry will grab second. Jason Ingles, the owner of Fabricator. Off of 4, down the front straightaway. Hear me? Hey, hear me? Okay. Yeah, hey, for all you folks that hear it on Race on Texas, it'll be all right. We don't do it very often. I had a few technical difficulties, and it happens from time to time. 2 laps to go this time by for the driver trying to repeat here at the speed plant. As I always say, I couldn't announce Ricky Ingles' name if I don't say that, hey, guess what? He was the 1996 Southern United Professional Racing Series champion. Ricky Ingles out of Longview, Texas, has put a clinic on his competition here in this one. He was so fast at the factory stock 50 for Justin Whitehead's big event, paying $6,000 and $1,000 to start on no entry fee at Arklatex. Had a car to win, I imagine, because he did set quick time overall, and obviously showed that speed translated over to action and racing door to door as well, as he was very fast on the racetrack all on his lonesome. He'll roll off a 4, a face full of checker flag to the 60-year-old Wiley veteran. Age ain't nothing but a number. Ricky Ingles will take the win. 5R from Blanchard. Inside of row number 2, it'll be 34 JR of Josh Daugherty in the 4-power classic auto repair car. Outside, it'll be the 492 of Billy Grider from Houghton. Third row to the inside, it's Tiffany Welch in 58. Outside of Welch, it'll be the driver who is one of the hottest, and I always say not by looks, he is one of the hottest coming into the last several race weekends across the Arklatex. He and Ingles once again were locked into the 24-car starting field for just $1,000 to start at Arklatex a couple weeks ago off of his lap time, and he's showed it all year long as Bo Perry has 4 wins on the season. Picked up the For the Love of Alex Stop Texting and Driving benefit event victory at the Lone Star Speedway 1 month ago, and the one night prior he had won here at the Hill, and also is your Battle of Boothill winner here this season. As you head off into 1. 3 very hungry and 2 fast cars, as Michael Knighton last week rose to the occasion and really tried to stick his nose in the mix and still won away late, and he became a major factor. Michael's very, very good at running the top shelf of this track and very good at running into Vivian. I think you could attribute that to a lot of those open wheel modified days. However, these are, I can't say they're too comparable. Obviously, I can't because I don't drive. Continuing the lead down the back straightaway, the 96 of Knighton. And such a triumphant victory here last month. Some guys, you know, whenever all that bad luck falls off and they finally get some good fortune on their behalf, it's always fun in Victory Lane to see those drivers share that moment with their family. And that night, of course, Michael, and along with his son, Dylan, his wife, Courtney, they were all extremely ecstatic and emotional in Victory Lane. And that's, after all, what we do this for. Well, we do it for the fans as well, but it's always fun to have races like that. Into 1, the top 3. Tight, nose to tail now. Ava 4, Daugherty took a stab at it. It'll come up short on the white flag lap into 1. Final time down the back straightaway. Josh Daugherty has plans. He said, I'm trying to get my 3rd heat race victory in only 5 starts this year at the Hill. He'll work to the inside for the final time off of 4. He'll smash the loud pedal. Here comes Josh Daugherty. He'll come up short. The Nightmare, Michael Knighton, will take the victory in heat race number 2 for the It'll be up to Doug Vick Jr., who stormed his way from 18th last week into the main event to grab a top 6 finish. He was stellar. He'll have the front row bid tonight. We'll see what happens. They nearly went 3 wide there for the race lead, and they will try it again this time. They'll go 3 wide just for a moment. Shaping up for a great battle for the top spot here as they roll in turns 3 and 4. Vic Jr. going to go higher than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour that time. He'll smash it down the front straight away in the 1. James Martin looking good tonight. Formerly the driver out of Thibodaux, Louisiana. Relocated to East Texas about 6-7 years ago. Battle for transfer is heating up into turn number 3. The top 4 go to the main event as the white flags coming out between Gay and Greenwood. Your Trophy Dash winner stalking the tire tracks of the 2P. Oh, and he gave him a shot in the shorts. Says a little hello, how you doing here? Final time off before a face full of checkered flag. Going to go to the 5-time track champ, Doug Vick Jr. James Martin will go to the main event. The ex of Lindsay has a good run. And grabbing the 4th and final transfer spot, we'll go to the 2P of Pat Gay. Into 1. Cameron Furr, the youngster out of Gladewater, Texas. 17 years old, just graduated from Sabine High. Down the back straightaway and the 25 of turnage into the backstretch wall. Did not see exactly how that happened. Tough break for Steve. Scott Young will go up to the 2nd spot. Heavy damage on the 25 Laser Racing chassis from Houghton, Louisiana of Steve Turnage. And that's tough because Blake Marcellus is going to have to go to work. And would you look at it, Jeff Lewis is here tonight. The very well-respected Wiley veteran racer from Houghton, Louisiana, who's began racing here at Boothill Speedway when he was 16 years of age. Into 1 and 2. And Jeff's car may not be quite working to the expectation he would want it to, obviously. Jeff has not won a race at Boot Hill, and he's only raced here, I would say, and I say this pretty confidently, Jeff's only raced at Boot Hill since this track was shortened in 2010. So over the last 8 years, I'd imagine Jeff has raced here probably 5-6 times total. Maybe more. I doubt it. And one of those 5 or 6 trips he won here on a day race back in 2013 and beat Derek Grigsby to get the job done. As they head back off into 1 though, this youngster back in the same exact position he was in here a couple of weeks, or last Saturday night rather, was out front leading the race and broke a right front spindle. I talked to him post race. And this young man, I tell you, he gets the genes on us. His dad builds the power plants. They manufactured and fabricated this chassis out of their own shop. As Cameron Furr's got a nice hot rod here for 2018. And I always say it's very impressive to know he built that car with his own hands. He didn't have much help at all. Started building it when he was 16. Something to be said. He should be commended for that. With how far factory stock racing has come, and all these chassis manufacturers popping all over the Mid-South. And the battle for 2nd, it's a good one. Scott Young smashed the loud pedal and got out of the clutches there. But Dean Rasco, of course, pressuring his good friend Scott Young there for the 2nd spot. Off of 4, your winner. Going to go to the 1-star, Cameron Furr. And that's sweet revenge, that's sweet redemption. Your Pro Mod Heat. Pro Mod Heat race number 1 on the racetrack and out front with the race lead so far early in this one. The Arclitex Sheet Mill and Welding. It's not. It is. The McDonald's Pizza Rev, number 27. I tell you, it gets difficult up here to see on the racetrack. As they head down the back straightaway, Bradley Barnes looks like he's running in the second position. As they head off into turns 3 and 4, Robert Graham just made a big move there. He'll roll up to third. Trent Humphrey into the mix in the 515. As Bubba Vines, great to see our good friend Bubba Vines here at Boot Hill. I talked to Bubba not too long ago at the in the pit area at Arcotech Speedway, as a matter of fact, for the Factory 50 a few weeks ago. And this was, of course, on the Thursday night practice. With two laps to go into one. It'll be 1.5 when they meet the midboard of the back straightaway. But I tell you what, out front with a sizable advantage. He's almost back to Blanchard. Into one. Oh my goodness. Mike Washburn says, Re-rack and stack with Mike Washburn, the dominator here in the Pro Mod division at the Speedway, has his foot through the firewall and gets this party back started. Smooth and easy does it in this class, and if you watch Doug Vick Jr. at times, you can just see how smooth he is behind the cockpit. Never really allows his car to get upset and break traction. Inside of 4. Okay, so Doug Vick's going to actually move up inside of 2. 5-time track champ Doug Vick Jr. He's the man to beat. 6 wins on the year. We'll see what he has in store. And welcome back again to Warren Treadaway. We got a 3-wide battle shaping up for the race lead. Here comes Mark Barnes, and here comes that outside line momentum working, but I'll tell you, what are you going to do with him? What can you do with him? He's just too smooth. I think Doug Vick Jr. used to suck his thumb and rub satin when he was a baby. He's just that soft. He just chocolate.
It's only 9 and
As Doug Vick Jr. smooth as silk here at Boot Hill. Mike Washburn's already won the first heat race. We'll see what happens coming to the main event if he can hold on in 4. Mike is still right there within striking distance of the point lead, but that number 4 car is going to have some tough goes, as Mike's had some bad luck the last few weeks. As once again, Doug Vick Jr. is out top of the points here at the Boothill Speedway with 447 total accumulative points. Mike Washburn sits second with 415. That top 5 is pretty close in points right now. We'll see what Easley has. I'll tell you, it really hasn't taken Michael Easley. That 5-hour energy just gave me a heartburn. White flag is out. Final trip around the racetrack for Doug Vick Jr. Oh my. Oh my. He'll roll off at turn number 4. He was your leader. He's now your winner. Doug Vick Jr. takes another victory here at the Hill. I'm not sure he's lost the heat race this season. Is everything fine? Because it's like, I can't explain to you what's happening. So Tim Hornaday was starting on the front row in this one, and Michael Jordan there in the 5-8 loses it right in front of the field there in the 1 and 2. Around goes Mike Jordan. As they went side by side for the race lead, they'll have to halt the progress. Michael Jordan in the 5A. Look. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. In the 3 and Olin to the center point and off of turn number 4. This time by down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Well, look at this. You could throw a blanket right now over the top few cars in this one. Off of 4. Throw a blanket over them. It's tighter than a top string on a Texas fiddle right now. Oh, wow. That's a log jam. This group of cars is busier than a sailboat crew going to work in the tidal wave. Not sure where you find those around the Bayou State, but I tell you what, off of 4, it's a great race brewing here in Greenwood in Pro Mod Heat number 2 of the night. Number 3, actually. As right now it's all Mike Jordan out front with the race lead down the back straightaway. This time it'll be halfway. 50% complete. Another half to go in this one. And it's 8-lap affair. For your third and final Pro Mod Heat of the night, here comes the Benton Bullet, Josh Baucom. Josh Baucom down the back straightaway, stalking the tire tracks hard. Uh-oh, that nearly ended up worse than it could have been. The 911. Two laps to go this time. We got a side-by-side battle for the race leader in the 1 and 2 to the Benton Bullet, Josh Baucom. He'll nose ahead of the 5 down the back straightaway. It's heating up. Into 3. Baucom's going to take over that top spot, and the 5 trying to get back around him. He looks to never relinquish it if he can get there. Not able to do it. Michael Jordan, nonetheless, though, a stellar performance after looping the car in front of the entire field on the opening lap of this heat race a few moments ago. Into 3 and off of 4 for the final time. He'll receive a face full of checkered flag from flagman Keith Parker. The Benton Bullet, Josh Baucom, and 3:25 takes the win. As
Yeah. One.
You'll be on the front row of it.
We're gonna have 10 in there. Come here, come look at it.
Alrighty then. Chris Collier going to put his foot through the gas pedal off of 4 and get this back underway with that Ford Focus out front.
There's the last chip.
Here comes Lil Easy One. How about Wyatt? Wyatt Williams, who stands up top of the Kenny's Towing flag stand at the Arclitect Speedway Oval. And he's going to dispose of the 29, making a little bit of slight contact there. Now I believe we got all the technology, a little bit of woes up here that you folks may not be able to see, but nonetheless, it's still a great night and glad to be here for some great dirt track racing action. And it's starting to heat up here. The 4-cylinders, better not overlook this class. They never cease to amaze.
Hey, will you announce that the lineups will be posted as soon as
Yep. Lineups for the B mains for the factory will be posted as soon as these heats are over. So in just a few moments, by the time it takes us to get over there. So be alert, be attentive. I'll be sure to re-announce it in a moment as we are winding down the final lap in this one as they come to the stripe. It'll be one more trip around the quarter-mile oval here in Greenwood, Louisiana, and your second 4-cylinder heat race of the night. Down the boulevard. Sorry, the first one. Here comes Wyatt. Wyatt Williams in at 1 and 2. Of course, his father, Cliff Williams, Mr. Easy One. 1989 street stock champ here at the Hill. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Here comes Wyatt Williams. Who's it going to be? Maybe a drag race to the line. And a little bit of, nope, I don't even know if they touched. To the line, here comes Williams. That was clean, that was nice, and that was solid as it gets. Oh, that was awesome. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, if this driver happens to roll down the front straightaway, y'all got to give him a big round of applause. I've been watching this youngster since he was, heck, he was a young one. I can't tell you how old he was exactly. But you know that he has it in his blood. His father, Cliff Williams, was a heck of a race car driver. He does a good job flagging the races at Arclitect Speedway. Give it up for Wyatt Williams, an Easy One. He can get the job done behind the wheel as well. Frankie McDuff in F5. Tyler Moore from Marshall in the 3. And Rebecca Lindsay in 4M. That's your field, and not sure if we'll like that start. We'll throw the green. Keith was a little hesitant, as you could understandably so, but nonetheless, here comes Pelikakis. He'll drive it deep into turns 1 and 2. And they'll go 3 wide for the race lead down the back straightaway. The racetrack's definitely widening it out and has multiple grooves around the speed plant right now. The M&M's number 18, this car driven multiple times this season to victory lane at several different racetracks across the region with Chris Franks behind the wheel. Harley Grice formerly owned that car, unfortunately got out of it because he was told that he couldn't weather the drama much longer for what it's worth. I learned too, though, my dad raced mini stocks. There was a little bit of drama in the mini stocks back in the day. Always a lot of fun. We're right now rolling to the back bumper of that M&M's entries McDill. It's the 3 of Tyler Moore. Moore in the 3, runs second, who won his first ever race here in his first ever start last August. Down the front straightaway, here comes Moore. Tyler went back-to-back too, so he's looking for his 4th career victory tonight. He won here back-to-back earlier this season, and last Saturday night, he and Michael King Jr. had a wild one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. He sold it. As they're still side by side for the top spot. This is a great race brewing here.
I am getting tired. You're tired to run off of me.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to. McDuff got a big run down the back straightaway there in the turn number 3. Focus. The white flag is out. Final trip around. McDuff would have won it by about a half of a front nose that time. As they head into 1 and 2, he'll push up the racetrack just a little bit. Opens back the door here down the back straightaway for Tyler Moore to take the top spot. And a similar circumstance to where he was at in the main event last weekend racing. Oh, and on the final lap trying to cross him underneath the drag race to the line. It won't be enough. The Marshall Texan Tyler Moore gets the job done. Finds a way to do it. Jeff Lewis from Houghton, Louisiana in car number 40. Ryan Burke in the 1X. Tiffany Welch. The lights are out. Here we go. Bubba McEachers. Or I'm sorry. Steve Turner starting at the tail. Remember, race fans, only the top 4 go to the main event. Only the top 4 will go. Greenwald going to fight there to the inside, down the back straightaway on the opening circuit. As we roll into turn number 3, full throat. Off of 4, Little John Tuggle with the race lead in 175. Little JT out front with the race leader, 175 in that brand new TRC chassis built by he and his father, John Tuggle. Down the back straightaway as they approach turn number 3. Here comes the 18-year-old Randy Cox. He brought his stamps. He's going to send it. Here comes Randy. Off of 4. Says Josh Greenwood, show me what you got, big fella. As they head off into 1. I tell you, I brag on this youngster week in and week out because he's stepping his game up each and every time. Down the back straightaway, Ryan Burke. Ryan Burke, one spot on the outside looking in as the 1X will diamond off the corner. Ryan Burke just got a major run there. Back into 1 and 2. Randy Cox flirting with disaster. Look out, Randy Cox. Nearly lost the handle. Tough break for Steve Turnage in the number 25 Laser chassis. He'll pull it down to the infield. He's done for the night. The son of the 2000 Hobby Stock Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner, John Tuggle. It's Little John Tuggle. Little John. And we'll roll off a 4 with halfway in, 50% to go. And Randy's loose again. Look out, Randy. Oh, baby. It's tighter than the top string on the Texas fiddle right here for transfer. 3 wide for transfer down the back straightaway. And here comes Burke. Ryan Burke. Going to try to bull inside of that top 4 spot. He'll be in the 4th and final spot with the 50X of Hickman working on it. And here comes 43J of BJ Cook. It's an absolute log jam right now from 3rd on back for the transfer spot. What more do you want, race fans? Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Randy Cox going to re-inherit that 3rd position and says, hey, I look to never relinquish it. And now Greenwald may have something for Tuggle. The question is, who's going to get transferred? Oh, Ryan Burke. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ryan Burke got used up down there in 1 and 2 by the 50X, and he may lose the 4th and final transfer spot, but the caution flag will wave. Holy smokes. John Tuggle and Little John Tuggle been able to get it done for many years, and now it's this young man's turn. The 27-year-old rolls off a 4. We're back underway. And the new youngsters make contact there on the front straightaway. Greenwald may not like that too much. It works itself out. Look out. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my. And BJ Cook may not like that too much. Here we go. It's just a matter of time before boom goes the dynamite. Something wild may happen. Tough break for Cox. Randy Cox fades from the 3rd spot outside of the transfer. And Tiffany Welch holding on to the 4th and final spot right now. Down the boulevard for the final time in the turns 1 and 2. Tiffany Welch trying to hold on to get the 4th and final spot. And BJ Cook wants to go to main racing. He's going to have to go, and he's got to go now. Josh Greenwald separated himself. He's back to 3rd. 2nd will be the 1X of Burke. Final time off of turn number 4. How about it for Little John Tuggle, B-main winner tonight. And drag race to the line. How about it? Give it to Tiffany Welch in 58. Stephen Guidry. 7-time Cajun Classic winner Justin Whitehead inside of row number 3. Jason Ingles, the lights are out. We're going to get underway. This should be a good one. Here we go. Off into 1 and 2. Cliff Tupper Jr. going to skate up the racetrack, but holds on to the pretty wheel there down the back straight. Here comes the missile from Marshall. He says, I'm up to the challenge tonight, Western Flyers. As he drives that brand new IRP Effects Series machine down on the hub of the racetrack, grabs some bite, snatches the loud pedal. He'll throw the 99 of Underwood into his hip pocket. The number that Derek sported many years in his career, the 3 wide there, mid-pack down the back straightaway. Look out, Whitehead. And this is going to be a hell of a race tonight. They're 3 wide off of turn number 4 right here with Whitehead. And the meet in the bone between the K1 of Guidry and the 12 of Ingles. It's a good one brewing so far in just the first few laps. But that's what we've come to expect here. Week in and week out. The racing's been absolutely phenomenal. Limited modified action. Hell, it's been pretty dang good, and the caution's going to wave. Only raced 5 times this season total. And he is a former track champion here. As he'll put his foot through the firewall, we'll get back underway here. Off of 4, Tupper with the lead. Leading the herd off of 4. Here comes the Marshall missile. Down the front straight into 1. Grigsby going to send it down to the low side into 1 and 2. I'm telling you, from the top shelf all the way to the bottom, You've got a lane to race and to choose from here at the hill tonight. Down the front straightaway, back into one. Tupper just able to separate himself once again. And here comes Mr. IRP, the owner and builder of Ingles Racing Performance Chassis and Fabricator. Down the back straightaway, Jason Ingles out of Longview, Texas. What's new? And Ingles is on his way to the front at Boot Hill. And a Grigsby is holding back the advances of him. Legendary names have been made over at this oval over the years. And two of the more legendary names, they're synonymous with this racetrack, Grigsby and Ingles. Into three. Grigsby tries to slam the door shut. Last season, the 2017 running of the Battle of Boot Hill, these two put on a well of a show. We got one around on the bottom of 4, but not sure. Oh, my goodness, that was close for Ingles. Ingles looked like he may have tapped the Uke tire down there. He tried to fit the car so close and fit it down to the low side. He'll try to the high side. I often say it. No drivers run the high side, I'd say, at Boot Hill than the 12 of Ingles and the 69 of Grigsby. So the thing is, if Jason gets up top and tries to show Derek that line, he may not need it. Derek's car's working really good around the hub as Cliff Tupper will dispose of lap traffic. Cliff Tupper's looking for his 17th career win tonight, and the caution will come out. Is that Jody? Yep. Jody Davidson is come to a Ingles, can get around the Marshall missile, but Grigsby going to make that car wider than a triple wide trailer. Here we go. We're back underway. Not a good restart by Ingles. He brought his stamps. He'll send it down into 1 and 2. Grigsby showed some pressure and showed some love to the 23 of Tupper. Of Spear, who won it last season. That's pretty dang cool, and that's impressive. Off of 4, we're back underway here. And your limited modified main event here at the Hill, presented by R&R Timber. Here comes the Marshall missile. He'll throw it down to the inside of the 23 for the race lead. Cliff Tupper smashes that CB Burton CB power plant into the test down the back straight. Here comes Ingles. Here comes racing. Jason living up to his moniker. He's going to race and try to split the gap and go 3 wide. He can't find that dig, though. Here comes Whitehead now. Whitehead won last night at 67 Texarkana Speedway. And here comes the missile from Marshall once again. He's trying to get that 69 IRP FX Series car to rotate a brand new car, only his 5th night out in it. In the 3, has not yet cashed in on a victory. He wants one in a bad way tonight, and nothing more would he love than to see either the 69 go to victory lane. Speaking of Jason Ingles, of course he'd like to see himself, but he gets just as excited to see his own cars go. And Western Flyer Chassis right now have the IRP chassis bunch in a sandwich. With the Western Flyer out front, built by Curtis Allen. Look at this, they're trying to go 3 wide back here. That nearly got close. We're halfway in. Oh boy, this is awesome. Also, we get 50 more. We get we get another 50% of this race to go, baby. Down the back straightaway. Limited modified action is absolutely phenomenal at Boothill Speedway. If you don't like what you see right now, you don't like dirt track racing. Off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Here comes the Marshall missile again, but can't find that run he's looking for. He'll stay committed around the hub of the racetrack. Derek knows he's got to go. He knows how tough Ingles is. Obviously, he and Jason. Oh boy, and Ingles just nearly got squeezed into the wall, and I promise you, Derek didn't do it intentionally. Well, can't make promises that I can't keep, but I don't believe that he would do that because obviously he doesn't want to damage his own race car, especially the man who built that car. And lap traffic, we'll see if it pays dividends here. Tupper down the back straightaway, he'll dispose of the lap traffic. No harm, no foul for him. Nonetheless, you poke her up just a little bit for the driver as you kind of feel what he's feeling down the back straightaway as they roll off a 4, though, this time. Ingles slides up in front. A little lap traffic. And now Uncle Ricky Ingles into the mix. So the 6-year-old Wiley veteran who won his factory stock heat earlier tonight in the East Texas Holland and Rigging entry up to the 4th spot. It's another stellar limited modified race at Boot Hill. What have you come to expect? This is what you've come to expect. Into 1. Ingles is mounting another charge on Derek. Derek will smash the loud pedal, and he'll separate himself once again by about half of a car length. Ingles scraping that wall, riding it like Tony Hawk on a skateboard, grinding it there for just a little moment. Not enough to hold him back, though. He'll take second at the line. I believe that's 3 laps to go. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was 3 to go. As they roll through 3. Nope. Starting lap 16 now. It'll be 4 to go. He shows the hand early. Like, I don't know. Never seen anybody else do that. And Grigsby's going to sell it up top. One thing you got to love about Derek Grigsby, he's not going to be complacent. He says, I didn't come here to race for a corn dog tonight or to finish third. I didn't come here to get second. I came here to win. Derek, all these drivers right here inside of this top 5 would all go for the victory if second paid more money. I think. And look at Ingles. He's starting to flirt with disaster, throwing up rooster tails there off of 4, 2 laps to go. 2 to go to get the job done. Jason Ingles is a king of thrilling finishes in the turns 1 and 2. And Grigsby's right there to pounce if they make a mistake. Lap traffic once again ahead of your race leader, Cliff Tupper. If Cliff Tupper can hold on in this race, folks, I don't know that he would be any more excited to win a main event here at Boothill than he would be for this one. Obviously won the Louisiana State Championship a couple of years ago, but man, the company behind him is absolutely unbelievable. He'll ride down the back straightaway for the final time. The driver of the Curtis Allen built Western Flyer chassis with a CB power plant underneath the hood built by CB Bruton. Off of turn number 4. How about it? His second win of the year and his first of the season at Boothill. The former track champion Cliff Tupper Jr. parks it. Tupper said, "What's for supper? Steak all week long" for car 23. It was a great race from start to finish. And anytime you have Jason Ingles or Derek Grigsby nipping at your heels, you know you got to go, and you got to go now. This one's going to mean a whole lot to Cliff. He is beginning to get on a hot streak. When he climbs out of the car, race fans, give him a big round of applause around the Envirovac Harmon's Automotive and Towing, Cliff's Welding Service, Joel Cuvion Racing, Joel's Auto Sales, number 23. And he did win the 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship. Give it up for him, Boothill Speedway, Cliff Tupper Jr. and ABC Auto Parts, Victor Lane. Cliff, I tell you, man, we talked underneath the flag stand. Let's get over here for Race on Texas cameras. We talked underneath the flag stand in Vivian when you routed the field over there for $1,000 2 Friday nights ago. I tell you, this race car is just absolutely set on kill when you unload it each and every track you go to.
Yeah, it's been good this year after I got myself straightened out, you know, but I think we've got it figured out, and Joe Cuvion's helped us a lot on this thing, so it's all good, man.
Cliff, you won the Louisiana State Championship. I was just telling the fans that 2015, you know, you had a star-studded affair, you know, a lot of great competition tonight. You have Jason Ingles back there, Grigsby, the best of the best here tonight. I mean, this has to definitely get the blood flowing.
Oh, yeah, it's way up there. I wasn't sure about the car. It was pretty slick. I wasn't sure how it was handling in the corners, but held them off, man. I was pinching the tires best I could.
Did that race at Arklatex obviously kind of propel you a little bit, give you a shot in the arm, put a feather in that cap, give you some confidence? How important do you think confidence is, like, in you believing in yourself to drive the car? I know you got to believe in the car too, but tell me about that combination there.
Let me just tell you, after you go winless for a while, you start doubting yourself a lot. That win was huge for me, so we'll keep it going if we can.
Yeah, hey, cool to have all the Simple Church folks here last week. At least you got to park it in the trophy dash, but I wish they would have been, you know, they could have waited 1 week, I guess.
That was driver error, so anyway, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Real quick, man, let's hear about all the folks that help you out in the race car.
Harmon's Towing, Envirovac, JCR Components. We've got John McKee on this year, Crawfish Shack, and Cliff's Welding Service.
Hey, final thing, we'll get up here. These Western Flyer chassis seem to be grabbing a lot of checkers here lately.
Curtis Allen's got it going, man.
He does. He sure does. Congratulations to you, Cliff. Well deserved.
Thank you, fans.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Cliff Tupper Jr. parks it in Victor Lane. Vic Jr. on the outside pole. We'll see what happens in this one. Lights are going to go out for 20 laps. Here we go. Uh-oh. Michael Jordan nearly bit the concrete. Mike Washburn's going to get it started as they head off the 2 down the back straightaway. And nearly have a Walmart in the Target parking lot. But they're scattered, smoking and covered like a night at the Waffle House, baby. Great balls of fire. As we're in our second main event of the night, Mike Washburn will get the tires kicked and relight the fire. We're back underway. And it turns 1 and 2. They're 1 by 2 by 2 by 2. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Let's do it one more time, race fans. Lights are out. Back on the way. Everybody hold your breath, cross your fingers, and cross your toes. They're 3 wide. They're back off into the back straightaway. How long will that hold? Oh, my goodness. He didn't throw it. It's a miracle on 34th Street in the turns 1 and 2. Mike, oh, wait. And I spoke too soon.
I just got me, my buddies, and my uncle with me, so.
Hey, best of luck in the feature, man. We'll check this Pro Mod race out. Best of luck later on.
Appreciate you.
Josh Greenwood, the up-and-coming racer, 27. Getting a word with him. They head off in the turns 1 and 2. Mike Washburn going to get the best of them this time as they head down the back straightaway into turn number 3. And this one should get interesting as we roll through the center point of 3 and off of 4. Lap traffic up in front of the nose of Mike Washburn. Look out, Mike. He'll split the lap traffic, go head down into 1 and 2 with about a 4-car length advantage over the 5-time track champion of Vivian of Doug Vick Jr. Got another one slow down the back straightaway. Look out, Washburn. Wow. He had to split the gap there, and he'll dispose of the lap traffic and put them down a lap as the field all blows by like he's hung out of the draft at Daytona. Off of 4, down the front straightaway. Washburn in a single file affair. Right now, everybody in the top 5 separated nearly by about the same distance on the speed plan. The name of the game tonight, you want to be smooth as silk. And right now, Mike Washburn, he's behind him with 6 wins, trying to get number 7 tonight with Doug Vick Jr. Should be 14 to go in this one. The lights are out. We're back on our way here at the hill. Down the front straightaway, back on our way here at the hill. On raceontexas.com on demand. They're 1 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back to the tail here. As my good friend and Lucas Oil announcer James Essex would say, please stay green, please stay green. Oh boy. As Cody Myers was just breaking the news, he's going to start running a Pro Mod next weekend. So looking forward to seeing that number 55. Nonetheless, the kid can wheel, he can deal. He said, I'll bring his stamps next weekend and I'm going to send it. He'll be the one not getting sent to the tail for spinning out. Into 3 though, out front, the Architect Sheet Mill and Welding number 27 of Mike Washburn, having no troubles tonight so far. Hunted by the 5-time track champion of Vivian of Doug Vick Jr. and the winningest Pro Mod driver at this racetrack. And here he comes. The Benton Bullet Josh Baucom now into the mix in number 325. He'll pull to the back tail tank of the 4. Doug Vick Jr. there for 2nd. He'll come up a little bit short that time as they roll off at their number 4. And calling another race from the concession stand window. It's the place to be. Into turns 1 and 2 as they head down the back. Oh boy. Right in front of Mike Washburn, the car playing a little. We're back on our way into turns number 1 and 2. Washburn has led every single Mike's led every single lap so far in this race. After 3 original restarts, he's been able to separate himself by quite a few car lengths, and now Doug Vick Jr. is ready to pounce. The last couple of weeks when Doug won here at Boothill, he's talked about these late race cautions really affecting his momentum and his focus behind the wheel. Doug Vick Jr. is getting a little bit closer, but the top three are separated by about the same distance right now on the racetrack. As they roll through 3 and off of turn number 4, back down the front straightaway into 1. Doug's closing in quicker. He'll shave the lead down just a little bit more by likely a few tenths. It'll be 5 laps to go that time by. 15 laps scored, 5 to go. 54.5 when they meet the midpoint of the back straightaway. One trying to come to a stop off the exit of turn number 2. He has not done so. It'll be 4 laps to go now. This time off of turn number 4, it'll be 3 to go, and here comes Doug. Doug Vick Jr. is closing in quicker. And maybe Mike Washburn has a strategy. Maybe he has absolutely no idea that he is there and he's closed in. Vick Jr. trying to rise to the occasion to grab that 7th win of the season here. And his 10th start on the year off of 4. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go for the top 2 here. They finished 1 and 2 4 times this season, trying to make it 5. But the roles have been reversed with the 4 finishing ahead of 27 more often than not. But Mike has got the best of him. Back on opening night. We'll see what happens. The white flag is out the final trip around the racetrack. Mike Washburn better drive a perfect quarter-mile trip. And here comes Doug Vick for the race lead on the final lap. You knew he was going to throw the kitchen sink. He threw it. Unless he has something here in 34, he'll go to the high side. You got lap traffic around the hub of the racetrack. He'll look the diamond off the corner and drag race to the line. It's going to be a close one, not as close as it appeared. And Mike Washburn holds him off. He'll get his 3rd win of 2018 here at the Hill. Hey, do I have a water bottle that I can bring to the winter? I wasn't really trying to do that. I thought we were reading about it. He don't care. Climb out and they look. It looks like he's got the whole family. Pull it up. There he is. Getting ready to climb out of the machine, jumping the pizza rev. Miller Wooding number 27 for Mike Washburn from Shreveport. Here you go, Mike. Brought you a water, my friend.
Thank you, Rick.
You won't get a sip of that first can. You know, usually I'm ready to talk, but if you're ready, yeah, we'll let you get that off there. Because you just had those elbows up, sir. Man, last few weeks, man, you've had a little bit of bad luck. You know, but nonetheless, you've had a fast race car. How much tougher is it to know you got to go back to the shop during the week and fix a race car? You know, has potential to here every week.
It's tough, Zach, but it just makes me try harder.
They're saying it makes them even more gratifying. It makes you appreciate them when they do come.
Yeah, because every time you're right here, you don't know if it's your last.
Absolutely, and there's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, I learned that firsthand, I guess, last season with Billy Robinson. You know, certainly missed that man. I know that he would have liked that race. Yeah, Doug Vick Jr., though, man, you never can feel comfortable out front. Those late race cautions had to have been killing you.
You know the 4 of these always there.
Now the 6th time, I said it was 5th, but it's 6th time y'all finished 1 and 2 this season. This is your 3rd win. He has 6. I tell you, if it weren't for that bad luck those last couple of races, you two would still be knotted up in the points. But this season is not over yet, is it, Mike?
No, it's not, but we just come out here kind of like the chase in NASCAR. You just go out there and try to win.
It's a lot of fun, isn't it? I mean, to know you can race with a guy like that who would probably never touch you. A lot of sportsmanship always shown on the racetrack between you and the 4.
Absolutely. We have the most respect for each other.
Man, Mike, let's hear about all the great folks. I know you got your great family down here in Victor Lane. Let's hear about all the folks that help you out in the race car.
Thank my wife, Pam, Pizza Rev, Architect Sheet Metal, Connie's Hideaway, McDonald's.
Congratulations.
BJ Cook, Scott Young.
And I think your biggest fan. Yeah, your biggest fan. I thought he was down here in Victor Lane.
Absolutely. I told her I was going to get her one for Father's Day.
That ain't too bad. Hey.
Thank you, Zach.
Give it up for him, Shreveport, Louisiana. Mike Washburn parks it on the slab tonight. Day to a different class. You can get one of these things for near $1,000 with the roll cage, everything, race ready. And Lil Williams. White Williams going to lead them into 1 and 2 on the first time tonight. They're 3 wide for 2nd on the start. The reigning track champion of last Saturday night's winner, Chris Collier, and the 3 of the Marshall, Texan, Tyler Moore, going to go at it with Jason Pelakakis around the hose. They're still 3 wide for 2nd. Wow. I mean, holy smokes. Collier and Moore going at it for second. Pilakakis right there to the mix as well. There's still 3 different lanes wide. Meanwhile, Wyatt Williams says, hey, I'm going to go ahead and throw the keys on the counter. We'll see y'all later. One thing we learned about these races is they're never over, obviously, until they're over. You never want to go anywhere until that final checkered flag waves. Williams, though, looking comfortable out front in the easy one. As they're still side by side for a second, they're trying to go side by side back here for 4th and 5th as well as 6th. Down the front straightaway back into turn number 1. Williams is set on kill tonight. These cars do get faster and faster each and every week. Starting to carry a lot of momentum around the speed plant. Lap traffic. Wait a minute. Did Wyatt just brake? Oh, no. Heartbreak Hotel. He'll make the hard left turn to Elvis Presley Boulevard. Oh, that's a crying shame, folks. What a stellar performance that goes up in smoke for Wyatt Williams, the youngster out of Houghton, Louisiana. That'll hand the lead over to the reigning track champion here in the 4-cylinder division. Your winner here last Saturday night. His first win of 2018, trying to go back-to-back. Trying to do what Tyler Moore did here just a few weeks ago. As Moore sits in the second spot, ready to pounce and take advantage if something were to happen to that Ford Focus number 14, who still holds on to the race lead off of turn number 4. Down, only 5 laps to go. That time by. 4.5 laps to go when the yellow number 14 meets the midpoint of the back straightaway, and he does. This time under the stripe, it'll be 4 to go. 4 more trips around the legendary quarter-mile dirt oval built in 1973 by Doyle Wise. Collier going to come around. This will be 3 laps to go this time by. 3 more trips. Last week, had to put himself in position late in the going, or had himself in position late in the going to capitalize off of a mishap between the 2 cars in front, Michael King Jr. and the 3 of Moore, who got together, and Michael King Jr. got stuffed into that rack straightaway retaining wall. Nonetheless, Collier having earned this one tonight, if he can hold on, but they're not over till that checker flag falls, of course, in front of his face. He'll approach lap traffic here in the 3. This time by it'll be the white flag out. The final quarter-mile trip around the Boothill Speedway. He has no idea how far out front he may be right now. And he says, I got to go and I got to go now. But the sand of the hourglass is ticking away. Tick-tock goes the race clock down the back straightaway. Final time. Collier gets bottled up. He still has no idea how far out front he does. No rearview mirrors. Nobody to tell him. But he'll roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. The reigning Boothill Speedway track champion. He'll go back-to-back here at Boothill. Chris Collier takes the win in your 4-cylinder main event. You look at it. These wins, no matter how you get them, you can say, oh, you had a little luck that night. Everybody needs a little lady luck every now and then. But tonight, there was no doubt on the table. He went ahead and just took this one as Tyler Moore finished inside of the top 3. This youngster was running 3rd last week and capitalized on that miss down the back. Michael, he's getting ready to climb. Give it up for him, race fans. Chris Collier in the 14-year reigning Boothill Speedway track champion here in the 4 cylinders. Chris, let's get hey, how about this, man? Frequent flyer down here at ABC Auto Parts Victor. Week in a row, man. I tell you, it's pretty awesome. You took advantage of this one when Wyatt obviously broke, but hey, you led the final ones that counted.
Oh yeah, it's nice to have this 2 weeks in a row now.
It's give you a lot of confidence going forward. Especially, you know how good that red 3 car has been. I mean, from the drop of the hat, I mean, you guys had a great race early on, side by side. Y'all were 3 wide there for second for the first probably 6-7 laps of that race. That was exciting, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, man, I knew it was a lot. all around me. It was a tight race. I knew it was.
How hard is it to kind of keep your focus, make sure you don't drift up in one of them other guys' lines? 'Cause these cars can really catch a traction down there anywhere on the track and really push up the racetrack, can't they?
I was pushing pretty bad through the corners. So I came over. He's got to baby it.
Hey, you told us last weekend you're 16 years old, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where you go to school again? Marshall, Texas. So you're a Martian. You're gonna be a Maverick. Okay, all right. I've asked you enough there. I'll tell you what, though, man, you've done fantastic. Congratulations on that championship a year ago and your second straight victory. We'll try for the hat trick next week.
For sure.
Let's hear about all the folks to help you out, though.
Just my dad and my grandpa.
And your own back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris. Good job. Dean Rasco and Colt 45. The lights are going to go out with the 60-year-old Wiley veteran. Age ain't nothing but a number, baby. Looking for a second consecutive factory stock victory. Ricky Ingles in 81. The lights are out. We're underway from your factory stock main event at the Boothill Speedway, the home of the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship. And it's going to be a good one tonight. They go 3 wide for the race lead there momentarily as they head off a 2 and down the back straightaway. Ingles going to split the gap, and that's a close call. A close call as they head off into turns 3 and 4. Rolling off of 4. Here comes Knighton back to the tail, taking the... Oh, and they make a little bit of contact. Knighton and Ingles make contact down the front straightaway, and the caution's out. Gave it all he had. Doug Vick Jr. last weekend started 18th in the main event. He'll start 4th in this one, and he drove his way all the way up to the top 5. Lights are out. We're underway. Another good restart there for Knighton. They head off into turns 1 and 2. They're 3 wide for the race league once again. Here we go, folks. They're splitting the gap off a 2 down the back straightaway. What more do you want, race fans, here early on? Knighton, the 4 of Doug Vick Jr. It's heating up already early on in this one. You got a Danny brewing so far. More contact there for the race lead off of turn number 4. Knew that was coming. Knew that was coming. Smoked that while they're still 3 wide for the race lead. Holy smokes, race fans. They're 3 wide here off the exit of 2 as well. I need 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6 sets of eyeballs. Tim Higgins has prepared another beautiful Boothill Speedway multi-lane racing surface tonight for these guys to give it H-E-double-L and all they've got for it. They will leave nothing back and nothing left in the tank at the end of this one as the 81 of Ingles now sidesteps them and rolls to about a 2-car length advantage. Vick Jr. holds on and tries to roll to the inside of the 96 of Knighton. Off of 4, down the front straightaway. Vick Jr. now. Oh, we got major problems. We got a Walmart and a Target parking lot about to brew here. And a few cars. The youngster can't catch a break, but Ricky Ingles going to put his foot through the floorboard and punch the time clock. We'll go back to work. Here we go. Back down the front straightaway in the turn number 1. Ricky Ingles going to lead the herd. They're 1 by 2, all the way back to the tail. And here comes Scott Young, your Boothill Speedway factory stock point leader of the Rollos Lebanon J&J Motorsports Team 91 Racecraft number 18. Scott Young from Shreveport. And how about Knighton just drove the car deep there to the outside of the 4, Doug Vick. Vick's got Stormy riding passenger tonight. Directing traffic like Colin McRae in a rally car. Oh, and Michael Knighton just drove underneath the fuel cell of the 4. 2 feature race winners here formally this season. And, of course, your winner here last Saturday night trying to go back-to-back here in 81. The 6-year-old veteran showing that age ain't nothing but a number, baby. It don't matter how. If you can will, you don't really ever lose it. And Ingles has undoubtedly been one of the fastest cars around the Arklatex region. Just can't have Lady Luck on his side tonight. After last Saturday night's main event, it appears that he has some luck now. But still plenty of laps to tick off in this one. Anything can still happen. Once again, race fans, half-price food items. Once again, race fans, half-price food items. And it's not like it's a bunch of leftovers either. It's some good stuff down here. Down the front straightaway, it's kind of single file back to the 175 of Little John Tuggle, who's making a race of it there to the inside of the D28 of D-Rock. Derek Daniel, the 07 track champion at Arklatex in a factory stock. Down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. Here comes Vick. Here he comes, the reigning Texas State champion at Timberline Speedway in Corley, Texas. Just saw Mike Washburn route him to the checkered flag. He wants a sense of redemption here in the factory stock tonight. Last weekend, duly noted, drove his way from 18th to grab a top 5 finish in the car 4. He is smooth as satin, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't know that anybody could be much more smooth than the wily veteran out of Longview, Texas, Ricky Ingles, trying to put another one in Victor Lane here at his favorite racetrack, at his home track, if you will. I asked Ricky candidly last week what it means to him to win at this racetrack, and everything he said, this is the place that I really kind of began racing, or my career at. Many drivers and the history of this racetrack, just so rich with history and so much that has taken place here over the years. You can pull into Boothill Speedway down Daytona Drive on a Wednesday night at about 2 in the morning if you like, and you can kind of hear the ghosts of cars rumbling into the distance. There's something special about this place, and it always will and always has been. That's why it can't sit dormant for too long, as it is still the oldest operating oldest dirt oval in the state of Louisiana, built by Dual Wines in 1973. As they head back off into turn number 1, Jim Burford shortened this track as it was a 3/8 mile paperclip, and in May 28th of 2010 was the first race held on this racetrack. And that night, Little John Tuggle went to Victor Lane in the factory stock. Cade Dillard won the modified from 16th. As they head back off into 1. Down the back straightaway off of 2. Vic Jr. probably has a car just as good as Ingles, but Ingles just not making a mistake. As Doug, some laps a little bit better, maybe by a few tenths. But what Doug's able to make up in the center of the corner, the 81's able to stretch it back out on him with the way he's able to exit off. He's able to get back into the throttle much sooner and put that power plant to the racing surface. As he put about another half a car length on Vic Jr. that time by. And tough break for the Nightmare. He has a nightmare of his own. Michael Knighton is done stick a fork in him. As I'll head off into 1 and 2 again. Here comes Vic Jr. He's getting a little bit closer now. If he's going to do it, he wants to be able to do it through lap traffic. Oftentimes, you want to be the driver sitting in second. As Vic Jr. will be the shark. He'll smell blood in the water here. Nothing doing this time. Once again, on demand on RaceOnTexas.com. Getting ready to get tuned up for the big $10,000 win 4th annual King of the Hill. That'll pay $10,000 for the factory stocks. Over 100, and I'd imagine 150 of the best factory stock drivers that you could find in the Mid-South will be all ready to rock and roll around this legendary racetrack for bragging rights and for a nice, cool $10,000 paycheck. The lap traffic will pay a factor here right when we get down to it. The 2P of Heflin, Louisiana's Pat Gay will be the car up in front of the nose of the 81 of Ingles. And where is Ingles going to go? Vic Jr. is there. One little slip, one little bobble could be the difference in going to the Victor Lane or not. Where are you going to go, Ricky? And where are you going to hide? Pat Gay washes up the racetrack. Ingles tries low. White flag is out. Vic Jr.'s got to go, and he's got to go now. The center of the hourglass is ticked away for him. Tick-tock goes the race clock. Lap traffic. Here comes Doug Vick on the final lap. He took a peek to the inside into the final time down the back straightaway. Ricky Ingles knows he's got to go, and he's got to go now. Vic Jr. is going to try to diamond off the middle, 3 or 4. He pushed up the track. A photo finish coming to the line, and Ingles back on the throttle. He wins it by a car length. It appeared that it was going to be a lot closer than that for a moment. Nonetheless, an absolute fantastic race. However, sometimes sitting in second to capitalize through lap traffic, because it dang near. Where are you going?
Trying to go to the house.
Good to see you, Thurman. Hey, man, when you gonna put Charlie Crudoff back in a race car? Hey, we need Charlie Crudoff back in the car. He only won 42 times in 1 year at champion, right? When Ryan Burke didn't win all other 8 in a row. But hey, how about it for this fella? 60 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Set quick time and locked himself factory 50. When he gets ready to climb out, it's a second straight appearance in Victor Lane here at the Boothill Speedway. He's won here in a wing modified. He's won here in a modified, and now a factory stock for the second straight week. And the Kiss Country 93.7 for 81 from Longview, Texas. He's probably being extra careful. He busted his lip last week and getting his belts off. He's getting ready to climb out of this laser race car number 81. How about it from Longview, Texas? Ricky Ingles in 81. Ricky, let's talk about this one real quick, man. I tell you, this car has been so good, and you talked about it a little closer if you don't mind. I don't want the thing to cut out on me here. Man, this car has been so good, Ricky. But you behind the cockpit, man, you've been pretty good too, man. What about this race tonight? You know you had to hold off some hungry hounds.
Yeah, it got kind of dicey there at the end. I didn't realize it was getting close. A lap car really didn't hurt me too bad. It just got close. I was running really hard, and he just got good at the end. But these guys have given me a great car.
Right.
It's been super every weekend I've raced in it.
Were you aware that Doug was there until you saw that he was there?
No, wasn't aware he was there until the very end.
You're like, oh, I better go now.
And I slowed up a little bit, and there he was. And you know, he was considerate. We did a good race.
Is this exactly what, obviously, you want to park this thing on the slab each and every week. Sometimes, you know, obviously that's not possible, but the luck, everything just seems to be really gelling and clicking for the team now, man. It's almost like it's about time, as fast as this car has been, week in and week out. It feels good, I'm sure, Ricky, from your vantage point, to capitalize again here tonight.
Yeah, it feels really good. You know, we drew at the back tonight, so we had to qualify our way in. It wasn't a lucky draw deal, but of course we got to start on the front, and that had a lot to do with it. But you have to qualify to get in the race.
I want to. Once Dean Rasco and I were talking about this class a couple of years ago, and he was talking about how competitive this class was. And some of his friends that haven't been in a while, they say, "Oh, you run a factory stock." What is kind of your opinion of this class? Not necessarily your opinion, Ricky, but how competitive is this? You've raced everything. You've raced the wing mods. You've raced late models. You've raced nearly everything you can compete in. You've won in all of them. How competitive is this particular class?
Oh, it's real competitive. It took me 2 years to get a win. You know, that says a lot for everybody else driving them. There's a lot of good drivers in every one of the classes out here.
Yeah, it's hard. I guess it's kind of hard to compare the cars as far as how you.
They're fun. You have to be real smooth, and that's the most important thing, and not overpower the car or the tire.
You got a lot more wins heading your way, sir. You've been doing it for quite some time, and we talked about it last week. You got a few. You may have a little snow on the roof, but you got. Mike wants to kill me. You got a whole lot for sure.
Yeah, I just want to thank my crew, Willow and Tom and Joe, the owner, and Colton and all of them. They've been a great help.
Well-deserved victory tonight. Congratulations to you, Ricky Ingles.
Yeah, thank you. And Laser Race Car is a great car, too.
Any other sponsor additional? I always want to give you an opportunity to thank all of them.
I'd like to thank all of them. Hauling, Kiss Country, Best Towing, Laser Race Cars, City Towing, and all of them. You got Tom Poston, Colton, and that Willow Canals guy. He's pretty good. They all been a help, I think. Yeah, they are. Good, Ricky. And if you're headed out of Boothill, Ricky Ingles, the 6-year-old veteran, parks it tonight.